The mission statement for the grind is to create a community that gives 100% and then some through fitness, sport, and life.
What truly inspires me is that decision every morning when your alarm goes off and you're either going to stay in bed or you're going to get up and grind. And I think it's a unique name, it's a unique emotion. The word grind, what each one of us has within us, how we communicate with the world, how we behave and interact with others, why we do what we do on a daily basis. That's what inspires me.
So, something that I've been doing a lot lately is I go on these runs instead of listening to music, which nothing against that, because I've got my favorite run playlist. It's usually some type of electric EDM cadence-based music that allows me to keep a certain pace and kind of keeps the energy high. But something I've been doing a lot lately is I will literally get on YouTube and find a motivational video and just listen to that while I'm running. And like from David Goggins to Ray Lewis to all these different guys, all their videos, all the shit they gotta say, it's definitely inspiring, definitely motivating. And while I'm running, I'll just get lost in the words or the message of these videos, and honestly just helps me continue to grind. I'll listen to it for 45 minutes to an hour. They're easy to find. You can just get on YouTube and search motivational video or inspirational words or something like that, and you'll find a video that definitely sets the stage, sets the tone for whatever you got going on that day. So if you need some motivation, you hate your playlist, just get on YouTube and search that. But we're gonna start this run again. Good morning. Again, progressive overload, progressive training model that, for me, with where I'm at in training right now, kind of just allows me to be more mindful where my body's at following a hip dislocation. So we're gonna get into it. Time to grind. All right, guys, the run's complete. Very, very good pace. I tried to stay within a zone 1 to zone 2. I may have pushed into zone 3 a little bit, but again, that progression, that mindfulness around where I'm currently at and not thinking about where I used to be with my running. And it's an uphill battle, but I think that in life, you kind of need these battles. You need these moments of really just the challenge, really just the moments during your training program or in life, career, whatever you're doing, where you're like, man, I've got to work, And if you have that feeling every day, then you're constantly in a state of being uncomfortable. You're constantly responding to the stimulus in your environment, and you're just constantly growing. And for me, knowing that I used to run, when I was a Ranger, I was running 5 miles in 32, 33, 34 minutes and felt very good and comfortable with the paces and the runs and the capacity that I built. But now after, a terrible injury, it's like, let's start over and let's get to work. So if you're out there and you are struggling after an injury, if you are struggling after a dramatic change in your life and you're trying to get back on the horse, trying to get back on the grind, just make the decision and then grind. For the training, for the run today, we did 3.03 miles at 25:50 at about an 8:30, 8:31 pace. So for me, being a non-traditional runner, I would say, running and swimming and cycling being something that I've constantly had to work at over the years, you know, I'll take that as a win, but also recognize that the grind continues. So I'm gonna go in, get changed up, and then off to the next training session. Hey, what's up, guys? We just finished breakfast. It's a little bit after 9, about 9:30 right now in the morning, and you know, thinking of training progression, you know, following an injury. Kind of want to talk about what my training currently looks like week to week, and how I am incorporating running and cycling back into my training regime. So historically, I do CrossFit. CrossFit has been something I've done for several years now, and I just enjoy the constantly varied nature of CrossFit. I enjoy the community, the uplifting spirits of people I train with on a daily basis. And I really just enjoy the stimulus I get from training in such a dynamic range on a daily basis. So 5 days a week at least, you know, I'm doing CrossFit, and it's usually an hour to hour and a half of training where we're doing a strength component, a metabolic conditioning or metcon component, and then some accessory fine-tuning things at the end. So, you know, Monday I'm doing CrossFit, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, break Thursday, and then Friday. And then on Saturdays, it's a toss-up between doing a aerobic conditioning session or doing a CrossFit-related class, which is normally 60 minutes. So that's what I do lifting-wise. And again, each one of those training sessions has a strength component, whether I'm working on posterior chain engagement and development, whether I'm working on lower extremity strength with back squats, front squats, more explosive or Olympic lifting session where we're doing snatches or power/squat cleans or some form of press and jerk. And those are pretty defined throughout my training programs. It's never me doing multiple days of the same type of activity or same type of movement. And again, it's constantly varied, and I think it's provided me with a range of movement and ability when I'm training and performing. So for endurance and running, well, for cycling at least, you know, I'm in Dallas for the summer, and I didn't bring my road bike down to Dallas. So when I get back to Washington here in about a week and a half, I will incorporate cycling back into my training program. Normally, I would probably cycle between 80 to 120 miles a week, usually between, you know, 2 20-mile rides and then a big ride at the end of the week. And that kind of varies depending on what my body can tolerate throughout the program. And then now with running, and again, running is something that I absolutely love. I've been addicted to endurance running for a very long time. But after the injury, I'm finding ways to progress the load I put on my body. You know, some people call it load management, but really managing the stimulus I give myself that allows me to maintain awareness of my systems and to progress without risk of re-injury. So right now I have a cap of 15 miles a week, and since I started running again in June, it's now August. I've added about 1 to 2 miles a week every 4 weeks. So right now I'm at about 18 miles a week, and these runs range from anywhere from 2 miles to 4 miles, which I try to do 3 to 4 days a week. So Monday I'm probably running 3 miles. Wednesday I'm usually running 2 or doing some sprint work. Thursdays I'm doing a very low intensity zone 1 recovery run, which is about 3.5 miles. And then Saturday I usually try to do anywhere from 3, sometimes 5 miles. And right now for me, and I'm right in a sweet spot. I feel really good about the strides I've made in returning to running or returning to function. It feels good. You know, my knees don't hurt. My hip has tolerated the grinds. Like is truly tolerated um, the stimulus, and it feels good. I'm truly excited to start running more religiously, and you know, within the brand, you know, I would really love to get into training clubs and have a grind training club, a grind run club, to not as much mimic what I do on a daily basis, but to bring people together that feel like they aren't able to run in the same way they used to, at the same capacity, or to just be around other people that train and have this lifestyle approach to athletics. So I'm excited about it. I feel really good where I'm at right now. I have neglected mobility after the injury for about 6 months. I was just really in a bad place. Felt very depressed and just felt like I lost that edge. But coming into this year and then kind of reflecting on my experiences and really making a decision that, you know, injuries happen, and being a physical therapist now, that, you know, there are ways to overcome the psychological cloud that you can be under following an injury, and then working deliberately to improve your aerobic capacity, return to something that you love, and then find ways to truly enjoy it after an injury. So I'm excited about it. And again, if you're out there, if you're struggling with an injury, I would say, you know, to be honest with yourself, be kind to yourself, trust the recovery process, but then make that decision to go back, because being afraid of it is only going to hinder you in the long run. So, time to get into the next training session. I think we're going to do some squats today, some cleans, and do some form of metabolic conditioning. I think we're going to hit the jump rope, maybe some rope climbs, and yeah, we're looking forward to it.